Hello everyone, so Alioth is only going to be featured for a couple more days, so I wanted to take the time to feature a different style of build for the card. I see a lot of electro ramps, I see a lot of galactus, and that's definitely not everybody's playstyle. And so today we're going with something a little bit different. We are going with a clutter, junk, lockdown style Alioth build that is just so fun. If you like kind of junk or clutter or just disrupting the opponent's plays, I think you're going to enjoy this one. This deck is really only going to lean on one of the Series 4 or 5 cards, and that's the Alioth. It does use a Jeff. Jeff is just a nice addition, but it's not critical. You can replace it with another good value, low-cost card and be perfectly fine. And so the main idea with the deck is that you want to either lock down a location with Professor X, you want to send them a negative void with your Viper, you want to create some junk and then destroy it with your Carnage, you want to just continue to outvalue and clog and clutter their space where possible. If you can get them locked into one lane and you have the lead over there, then all of a sudden on the last turn, all you have to do is drop Alioth, and that is going to be your win condition. It won't matter what they play on that last turn, Alioth will be able to steal and seal that game for you. You do also have the Daredevil to get the insight onto a turn 5 play, whether you want to lock down a location with Professor X or use a slightly riskier Hobgoblin. You know exactly what is going to happen and how to position your cards to give you the most chance or the most beneficial way to win. And so similar to when Leader was really successful in the past, where you would lean on Daredevil to set up a really good turn 5 play so that you could know that Leader was going to bring it the rest of the way home for you, this is going to be the same way. Knowing whether your Professor X is going to lock in a location, a Hobgoblin is going to cap them out, and then all of a sudden, all you have to do is lean onto your Alioth on the last turn and just bring home the victory. And so you're going to be able to steal some games that you otherwise may not be able to steal because the opponent won't always anticipate Alioth, especially in a non-electro ramp, a non-galactus build. And so we're going to be jumping into a couple of games. Thank you guys as always for being here. We did just smash past 40,000 subscribers, and so thank you guys for the support. I appreciate having you guys here. But if you're watching and not currently subscribed, definitely consider subscribing. I'd love to have you. But we're going to jump into a couple games. I hope you guys enjoy. High power cards, some decent flexibility. We might do something like Sentry here. Sentry into another Sentry, because this is locked in. We're not going to generate the negative void. And so we don't have to worry about that. It's just going to be a pure positive power output. They do have the Killmonger, so they are going to get a deeper discount on what I assume is a death. They go 2 cards in the left lane. They are going to do a Wolverine and then destroy it here. We go first, so the Hobgoblin wouldn't do us any good. We wouldn't get any positive benefit from it. We could go, I mean, we could go with another Sentry. Or we could go with a Silk and a Jeff, and then we have the Alioth to lean in on the last turn. But I think this will give us initiative. We can use Jeff to potentially reach into Miniaturized Lab. We'll have the lead here and here. The only potential concern becomes if they can get a high value or high reach in multiple lanes. So they've already destroyed 5 cards with the stones. This is going to be 6. They could go Galactus into the right lane, assuming that we're just not going to be able to fight for it, or we're not going to fight for it. We're going with a gut. We're going to go Alioth in the right lane. Hope that they go with a Galactus and that they don't try to overpower us here. If they do, they're going to have to outpower us in these 2 lanes because the Alioth should give us the comfortable lead in Miniaturized Lab. Now, they could do like a Venom into the Wolverine. I don't know that that's what they're going to be going with. Wow. Wow. Did they miss math? I think they probably thought we were going to move the Jeff out. That is not a pretty win, but we will take it. The left lane is Miniaturized Lab again, which is not what we want to see. We're going to go ahead and do, I mean, Hood and Viper is not really all that impressive either. I'm going to do Hood over into the right lane. We probably play Jeff on 2, but with them having the Killmonger, the Soul Stones, the Carnage, the ways to destroy, Viper becomes less efficient. Same thing with Debris, so we have to play it a bit more cautiously. Interesting, for sure. So the Wolverine comes down. They have the Soul Stone in the left lane, District X. Wow, that may be a blessing in disguise. That may be a blessing in disguise. Let's go Viper and Uatu. We could do Demon. But then if they have Killmonger, it may come back to bite us. Oh well, we're going to do it anyways. They do have Daredevil. They have a Mind Stone. We're going to hope for not having the Killmonger play, or that we get lucky and maybe draw a Cosmo and block it. I don't know. They did use the Mind Stone, so they into Lechugia. They did snap on us. Then again, they snapped last time as well. I think we're going to do just Rock Slide. We're going to make their deck awful. Just as much junk. And they did have the Killmonger in hand, unfortunately. That is big. I wonder if they had the Death in hand as well. If so, that's unfortunate for sure. We have Debris. It doesn't do us a lot of good. We can do something like this. It's not terrible. It's not great. Namor does become 11 power, so he's within Shang-Chi range. So if they had that in their hand as well as the Killmonger, then honestly, kudos to them. But we'll see. What do they go with in the mid? The Hobgoblin play, which does break our Namor bonus. Unfortunate. We get rocks. We're hoping that they have or are looking at quite a few rocks as well. That's what I can hope. Let's leave everything else the same. I'm going to leave this, and the only thing that we're going to be doing is the Hobgoblin in mid and hope. Is it a great play? Probably not. It's what we're going to go with, though. So they do use 2 cards, one in Lechugia, one in District X. The Medusa is barely not going to be enough. Ooh, depending on where Wolverine bounces, I guess it probably bounces. It's a 66% chance of giving them the win. All right, the left lane is nowhere, so that's a decent location for us. They're not going to be able to change that using any of their own reels, so they do have to stack into the other 2 lanes. They snap. I'm going to go ahead and snap back. Even if we lose, I'm okay putting it all in line. We have a pretty good idea of what the opponent has. And we want to put the pressure on. So things like Sentry in nowhere, fantastic. Things we haven't seen Professor X this entire game, so maybe that's not the perfect example, but it could be decent. We have the Daredevil as well, so we'll get the Daredevil read, and we have the Sentry that will be used in nowhere. Let's go Daredevil into Nidavellir. If we can get a Professor X to lock in that location before they have any like good cards there, beautiful. If not, it is what it is. But Sentry, having the Sentry with nowhere is fantastic value for us. I'm gonna go ahead and do Hood and Jeff. Playing Jeff into Atlantis should give us initiative over there, because I don't think they're gonna play very much there early, or it would be a while before they play over there. They go Power Stone, they go X23. So now if they do Killmonger, that's going to clear out our Hood. They have initiative here, so we could do something like Debris and then Demon, hoping that we can take them off guard. But I think we go Sentry in the left lane. We are aiming to find a way to do something like Alioth on the last turn, getting more value than what they can get. And so Time Stone in the right lane. They are going to have 6 energy going into turn number 5, 7 energy going into turn number 5 with the X23 destruction. And they do clear up the middle location. We don't have Shang-Chi built into this deck. Typically, I don't think we need it. We'll see. We'll see if that is the case or not. Black Widow's not fantastic. But what is good is we can see what they're going to play. So maybe we can get a surprise locational cap on them with the Green Goblin, the Debris. Thanos in the left lane is big. It's bold. It's unfortunate. I think we're looking at something like this. This should allow us to keep initiative. We can then move our Jeff over into nowhere on the last turn. We can do an Alioth to try to curb a Killmonger, try to curb a Venom. I don't know. That's going to be potentially our best shot. I don't know. It's not fantastic for sure. Let's see where they play for. With the initiative, we're hoping they do something like Venom here, trying to consolidate, get a big advantage on the Atlantis lane. Oh. Victory. And just like that, Sir Brian is down to 2 bars. We have 6 left, so we do get a pretty good sizable lead with them choosing to retreat there. Now, Necrotia is decent for Hood if we can get it onto their side and make it stick. I'm going to slow play it. We're not going to throw Viper immediately because they do have means to destroy those cards. And so we want to save it for like a potential play down the road. Let's go Daredevil. We could always do Viper on 4 into Professor X. That way it locks it into place. They can't destroy it. They can't kill it. We could also drop our Demon over there. That way we get some power into the left lane before Professor X comes down. We're going to be fighting for initiative for the most part of this round. They have the Wolverine on the left. We could just do Carnage. Carnage is not terrible. We don't have to rely on the Viper sending them the negative card anymore. We could do something like this. Maybe something like this. I assume they go Killmonger, but with Daredevil on the board, we have the perfect insight of Professor X or Hobgoblin. So we have that information at our arsenal, or in our arsenal. They do destroy the Wolverine. It bounces into sewer system. A Deathlock gets pulled over into Astrodem. So if we can keep an advantage over there, then a Professor X lock is going to be massive for the location. But we'll see. We'll see what it comes down to. Actually, Sentry into Professor X into like a Viper. Beautiful. Like even if this was not for, even if we weren't already all in, I think it would definitely warrant and be worth a snap here. Okay, double drop in the right lane, the Yondu and the Venom. And so I think we're just gonna do a casual lock in the left lane. We have the lead here, so they'll have to go Shang-Chi or lose. And then we can go Viper and Debris if we wanted to. Or maybe we just go Alioth into mid. And that's all that we have to do. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. They take out our Black Widow, so we do have a better chance of drawing the Alioth now. It's a 1 out of 3 rather than the 1 out of 4, so it's not a bad chance. It could definitely happen. They have a lot of power in this right lane. Their Venom does get pulled over, so we have the lead just barely in this lane. They have 3 cards in their hand. Do we think they can cap out this location? I'm hoping it's something like Shang-Chi and then a 1 cost, and we can slide the Void over. That's my hope. Because if they have Shang-Chi and they get it off here, we're not competing for this location. We'll see. They do go with the 1 card in mid, the 1 card in right. I'm thinking it is Shang-Chi mid and then just like a low cost. Yeah, there's the Shang-Chi. And then a low cost Reality Stone in the right lane. Turns into nowhere, but they do have the negative Void on their side of the board. And so we are going to grab and take home the gold victory. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Chaz. The first location is Avengers Compound. I'm going to go ahead and play Hood into the right lane, I think. We have a Debris. If we go Professor X, it's going to have to be in the left lane. If we go Hobgoblin, left lane, which makes it a little bit tough. Necrosha is decent. They have the Kitty Pryde, so it feels like they're probably going with either I guess it could be a Loki deck. It could be a Shuri Taskmaster deck. It could be just a Kitty Pryde in general deck as well. Debris hitting 3 times here could get us close to capping out one of these locations, but they are protected with their Kitty Pryde. And so Kitty Pryde, they'll be able to potentially get 4 more of those things. Pretty big. Let's go ahead and do Carnage into the Bar Sinister location. Make sure we clear up the Hood before any kind of shenanigans. Maybe we throw down a triple Debris on a turn where we think maybe they're not going to go Kitty Pryde. I don't know. We'll see. The Carnage isn't going to be huge, but it does clear up the negativity in that lane. And we'll take a 6 power. We'll take a 6 power over there anytime we can. Doing an Alioth on the last turn is going to be decent, maybe against the Kitty Pryde, but with the armor in the left lane, we won't be able to comfortably do it there. We could do Sentry and then like a double Viper, but that's seems questionable. So does a triple Debris. Just doesn't feel great all around. All around feels pretty bad. Let's go ahead and go. I'm going to go ahead and do the Sentry. And we're going to do the Sentry into Necrosha. That way, if they do have Shang-Chi, it's going to be below Shang-Chi range. I don't know. We'll see. This doesn't feel like a winning game. It's definitely not worth a snap for sure. So it's the Kitty Pryde line. If we can block the Taskmaster, maybe we can get some value there. But it's very, very doubtful for sure. Because the last turn is probably... This turn would probably be Shuri and then Kitty Pryde, I would imagine. So the Green Goblin's not going to be fantastic for us. Oh, it's actually Kitty Pryde and then Shuri. So we know the Taskmaster is going to go somewhere else. If we hadn't done Sentry, we might be able to do it here and be fine. Now, depending on... No, it's going to be a double power. All right. I do think we favor in this matchup with the Debris, with the Sentry, with the Alioth, the Hobgoblin. I think we will be favored in this matchup, but that one was not the line. Wakanda in the left lane is unfortunate because we want to potentially have the opportunity to go Alioth on the last turn. They do have Kitty Pryde. Becomes very, very unfortunate, but Wakanda Embassy comes down, so they're going to be a little bit worse off than just skipping on the first turn, which is always kind of nice to see. Let's go Daredevil in the left lane. We have the Viper, we have the Green Goblin, but it's only a -1 power courtesy of the Wakanda Embassy lane. And then, oof. Angela, so the Kitty Pryde is just going to be putting in so much value there. Turn after turn after turn. Let's go Debris. Debris, and then we do Viper. And that starts clogging up primarily this right lane. We can get it almost close to being completely capped out. And if we can cap it out entirely, then all we have to do on the last turn is focus on Alioth in mid, and we win at that point. So they have the Jeff, they have the Kitty Pryde. They're not going to be completely capped out here, but it's going to be very, very close. Now, the Hood, in theory, actually, the Hood is fine. I was going to say in theory it sounds good, but the Hood should be okay. We could also just go Green Goblin, and then Debris, or Green Goblin and then Hood. That would leave us Viper. That would leave us Viper on 4. We could Carnage in the left lane if we wanted to. Yeah, I like the idea. Let's go Green Goblin and just consolidate and clog them up as much as possible. They do go Armor, so we're actually going to completely cap out that right lane. I should have snapped into this snazzy line that we have here. With the Hood, actually, we're not going to be able to destroy this lane, so we are going to have to put more than 5 power down. So maybe this is where we go Demon. Demon and Sentry sounds perfect. I don't think we even need to see what they're going to play. I think we just snap. Okay, Vision is big. That is a Vision of Excellence that they have there. We could go Sentry, Demon. That would put us at a +3. We would lead here. This puts us at 17. This is going to put them higher than 17. So we actually would need to do Sentry over here, which doesn't feel great. That's definitely not where we want to be playing, because then they could just move their Sentry over, do a Taskmaster. So even though we have a pretty good advantage over them, I don't think we can snap it. I think this is an Alioth game, so this would be potentially 20 if they do a Taskmaster over here. For them, the 10 and the 20. I'm going to stick it out for 1 extra cube. I don't think it's worth a snap, but I do think it's worth at least exploring. So it comes down to a gut read for them. Do they move Vision and then stack in that same lane? They do. So the Taskmaster is probably... yeah. All right, not a solid start, but we are... gonna hope that they don't have the cards that they need already. So I'm gonna snap into it. We have the Rock that we draw right off the bat. We do have Black Widow and Debris, so if they play cards out too early, we probably should have held the Rock. Knowing we have the Debris, it's fine. All is fine. All is fine and well, I imagine. Let's go Black Widow. We do have good old Jeffrey, so we'll be able to potentially use Jeff after we lock down a location with Professor X. I'm assuming they do the Widow's Bite into Machine World, and then we just go on a trade-off of switching back and forth on that play. Let's go Jeff into the Crimson Cosmos. I'm going to attempt to lock in that lane with a Professor X, I think. I don't know. I know that they're going to go Black Widow's Bite. Yeah, they're going to go Widow's Bite over here. And then the Hulkbuster merges with the Widow's Bite. So we actually get 2 Widow's Bites. One of which is going to be 5 power. And so thank you for that, Chaz. Let's go do one over here because it's actually positive power for us. We'll do one here. And I'm going to go ahead and do Debris in the left. Maybe they play something in Machine World, and then we cap them out there. We can have Professor X lock in a secondary location. No, they don't. But if they want to do the Widow's Bite kind of shenanigans once again, then they will have to cap out this location. They go Shuri in the left lane. So Shuri, ooh. So Shuri into like a Vision is big. We don't have anything that's high power. I would like to use the Viper here, but I don't think we can get away with that. We're gonna go for the Professor X lock, right? They may have been looking at a lot of rocks. All right, so we do get Viper here. So we have the Viper, we have Debris into Viper, so good lines. The Kitty Pryde does make it a little tough for us. I'm hoping this is Deep Space. That would be beautiful. No, they the Bugle. Okay, they could get our Alioth maybe. We get their Vision. They could get our Viper and send back some of the junk that we give them. Hopefully not, but they could. Let's go Jeff in the left. After that, I think we go Hood and Viper on the same turn, just so that we can use it as kind of like it's that surprise factor. Great Web is beautiful. I love Great Web whenever we're running a Clog deck. So let's go ahead and do Hood, Viper, and then maybe we hit them with a Debris, trying to clog up their board. Because if they play anywhere, there's a chance that it pulls over and completely caps them out in the Great Web. They do have Kitty Pryde that they can lean in on. That way they don't potentially get completely capped out, but I like the idea of it anyways. And maybe they don't draw armor this game and we can just go Alioth on them. That'd be another beautiful line. All right, we're going to do this. That allows us to do Sentry next turn if we want to, and not get the negative void. We could go Hobgoblin as well, but I think we're going to fight for initiative or priority going into turn at number 5. We throw down the Debris. We throw down... Ooh! They were going for the Kitty Pryde merge. They end up hitting a rock instead, so the Kitty Pryde is no longer going to be that huge, just massive factor anymore. Ooh, we get Professor X here. So actually, would we rather do something like this? I think they play into the Great Web to make sure that it doesn't get capped out. We could go Professor X in the left lane. The only way that that's an issue is if they hit us with the Kitty Pryde there and we lock it in. Otherwise, we have the ability to move our Jeff over if we need that extra space. If not, Alioth is a perfect lean in on. So we have the Kitty Pryde, we have the Shuri, and we're going to lock in the left lane. They do have Jeff, so we are going to still move our Jeff over just in case. We don't want anything going awry or astray. And then we have the Alioth in the right lane to take out whatever they wanted to play over there. Go ahead and lock it in. Hopefully Chaz stays here. Hopefully we've lulled them into a false sense of security. We dropped the first couple of games as we're playing it patiently, as we're biding our time, and now is when we are going to pounce. They have the Shuri into Kitty Pryde, into the Vision in mid, and it is not going to be enough, my friend. We take the 4 cubes from them, bringing them down to 4 just like that. We just need one more of those. All right, so Wakandan Embassy right off the bat is not great. Hood, the Goblin, both of which are not great. We do have Viper, we have Hood, we have Green Goblin, so we had some pretty good reach early. But we'll see. We'll see if we can clog them up enough. Rickety Bridge is going to be interesting, especially with them having armor, with us having Professor X. We know that we're going to be fighting for that location, depending on who has what. Let's go ahead and go with Viper in the left lane. If they haven't played Kitty Pryde yet. If they do have it, then they can stop us from potentially completely capping them out. But I want to play there for now. Nova Roma gives us the ability to draw an extra card. them as well. We get the Black Widow, which is not going to be great in this particular game because it can just be used in Rickety Bridge, and then it's just free fodder. It just stops him from drawing one turn. So let's go Green Goblin here. Next turn, maybe it's that we go Black Widow, so they don't draw on that following turn. We have the Hobgoblin to use on turn number 5, so maybe we can completely cap them out in the left lane. We're just negatively impacting there every step of the way. They do go armor into Rickety Bridge, so we have to be careful in that lane. I think now I am going to go Black Widow and then Demon. That'll be Black Widow and Carnage. We have the Hobgoblin to lean in on next turn. We have Jeff plus Demon potentially. We have a couple of ways that we can leverage this. If we get Debris, maybe it's that we go Debris and Jeff, Debris and Demon, and then we're looking to finesse the last turn. They do use Kitty Pryde. It hits, the Hulkbuster does hit it this time around, so they get the lucky flip there. Sentry is not great for us in this game. If we had not just used our Carnage, it'd be fine. But we did. So, I think I'm going to go Hobgoblin in the left. I think we're safe over there. We go Hobgoblin in the left. Depending on, I don't know, they're going to bump up their Angela quite a bit here. Yeah, the Kitty Pryde, the Shuri. We do have Alioth that can take out whatever they play here. But even so, it's going to be a 14 power lane. And so this only becomes 11 for us. I could get Demon down as well. Escaped. The armor saved him. Down to 4, just takes 1 all in. Rickety Bridge, going from mid to the left. Vormir, not great. We have the Viper, but I'm going to save it for now. They do use Angel in the right lane. We're going to hope that one of these games they just don't draw their armor. Ooh, Cloning Vats is decent. We could go Green Goblin. We could also end up throwing Debris a couple of times. Let's go Green Goblin for now. Let's see what they have. Let's see if they have the Kitty Pryde or not. If not, then I think we can go... Ooh, they do have the Kitty Pryde. That's unfortunate. I think I'm going to do something like Debris. We're just going to do a burner card in Vormir so that we can be able to get priority, or so that we can be able to play cards there. They go Forge as their sacrificial card. Kitty Pryde in the right lane, it makes sense. They're going to continue to pump the Kitty Pryde as much as they can over there. I would as well. It helps protect them from having that lane capped out from our Green Goblin play. And so I think something like Widow's Bite and then Green Goblin. It's not huge, but it is what it is. Let's go something like that. They have the Kitty Prydes, but their hand is full. So it becomes really tough for them to play here. Kitty Pryde plus the Hulkbuster, and then whatever they have here, the additional Kitty Pryde. Bring them up to 5 cards. The 6 cards with the Black Widow. They're only going to be able to pull in 1 Kitty Pryde, and I think it's this one, the 3 power one. This one is stuck. This one's stuck. If I remember right, this is the last one that they played. It doesn't matter, though. All right, the first location is Asgard. This puts us almost all the way in. We went from a decent lead to not decent anymore. I'm going to go Black Widow here. I know that they'll be able to get a free rotation next turn with the Widow's Bite. But that just means that they're potentially drawing into a dud card later on. We do get Sentry out incredibly early. The Void goes into the right lane. We have Viper to be able to use for that location. Let's go ahead and do that over the Debris this time around. Let's go a Viper to get them the negative Void on their side of the board. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and push it one more. We're going to go ahead and push it all the way in. Next turn, maybe we rotate a Debris and just let them draw the cards that they want to draw. We're getting a lot of good initiative, a lot of good tempo with the rotation that we got with this, and they do rotate their Widow's Bite, so there's always a chance that they eventually draw back into it, and then it's just a wasted turn. And so the Viper over here, they have the armor down in Quantum Tunnel now, and so Sentry's safe, or anything else that they play is going to be safe. We could go Debris here, but I like the idea of doing Black Widow rotation, and then maybe we go Jeff. I don't know that we need Jeff here, but I like the idea of it nonetheless. We go Widow's Bite rotation. The worst case scenario is like a Hood. Ooh, yeah. Well, Carnage would be fine. One of the Goblins would be perfect. That allows us to do a Professor X here on turn 5 into a turn 6 Alioth over here to make sure that everything stays as it should be. And they go ahead and play in the right lane. Ooh, interesting. And so Forge into the negative Void brings it up to a -2 instead of a -10. We do still win this right lane. We will get the extra draw. We get Black Widow once again. Oh my goodness. Go ahead and lock in this location. We then have Alioth for Asgard, and that's what we're going to be pushing for. I think we go ahead and move our Jeff as well. Go ahead and move Jeff as well, because unless they just get lucky with the rotation, I think this is what we're fighting for. The Shuri comes down into a buffed up Legion. Wow, okay. Into the Kitty Pryde flip is big. This lane is locked in. Ooh, that's kind of scary. No, it's fine. We know we're going to flip into Carnage. Carnage is going to be 2, 4, 6 power. We're going to make sure that they stay -2. It's not as scary as I thought. The Alioth will rotate, and it's going to be a bad rotation. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be an awful rotation. But they're not going to be able to put any power on the board. So before it rotates, before anything happens, their cards are gone. Alioth comes in clutch. It's just the card itself it feels unfair whenever it pops off. It's like a reward for having that good initiative, that good tempo. That brings them down to 1 cube. We have 3, and so 2 more potential rounds at most for the deciding factor here. Washington, D.C. is beautiful in unison with our Demon. I'm going to play Hood into the right lane. We have the Daredevil for the Insight on turn 5 for a potential Professor X. Oh, the Elysium is big here. Let's go ahead and go Green Goblin, I guess. Green Goblin into the right lane, just in case it's a negative location. Alioth is a thing of beauty. We do now know that they have Legion, so we have to be careful there. We'll see. We'll see if we're able to hold it down. They have the Forge into the Kitty Pryde, which is just such good value, good tempo. Going into turn number 3, Value the Hand is okay. Let's go with a good old Bree and Daredevil line. We have the Hobgoblin for turn number 4, so probably pumping that into the right location. I want a lane with a big enough lead that we can just throw an Alioth and a Demon on the last turn and not have to worry about them outpowering one of the 2 lanes. And so their Angel is going to be really, really big. Ooh, we have the Viper that we could go with in case they kind of catch wind and they go this lane. Nah, potentially Viper next turn. Let's go Hobgoblin, hope that they don't play heads up, thankfully. Thank goodness. We are going to stack our Goblins together. Value the Hand is going to be super negative as a location. Now we have the Viper that we can use. We can lean into the Viper. We could do Alioth here. Ooh. Professor X is beautiful. We can lock in one location. We can ship over a card in another. It's just they're not gonna be able to do anything. And we can use the Demon alongside it. Massive value. The Shuri Kitty Pryde. Let's go Viper in the right. Let's go Demon, which will be 9, and then the Professor X lock in the left lane, leaving only 1 space for them to play on that final turn. The thing of beauty. It is unfortunate, but it is a thing of beauty. They stacked a little bit too heavy with the Angela, as you can see. Put too many eggs into that one basket, and it just is what it is. Let's go this. We're not gonna be able to outpower the middle lane, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything is all good. We do get the retreat, but that is where we're gonna go ahead and end the video. Thank you guys as always for being here. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like and a comment down below. As always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.